Steve Jobs used this one trick when he was 12 years old to absolutely leapfrog his competition. And by doing this, it ultimately led to him becoming the legend that we all know him as. I tried this trick and it led to me growing an 8-figure business. Now in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what the trick is. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to show you step by step how you can do it too. When Steve Jobs was 12 years old, he was really interested in building computers and learning about how electronics work, but he didn't have the resources to buy parts to create computers and to build electronics and even to buy electronics to take apart to learn how they worked. But luckily for Steve Jobs, he did not lack resourcefulness, even though he lacked the resources. So what he did is he opened up the yellow pages and he found Bill Hewlett's phone number. Now, Bill Hewlett is one of the founders of Hewlett-Packard, and his phone number was actually listed in the phone book in Palo Alto, California. So Steve Jobs looked up his phone number, called him, and said, "Hi, I'm Steve Jobs. I'm 12 years old, and I want to learn about building computers and how electronics work." And then he asked him, "Do you have any spare parts that I could have that I could use?" So Bill Hewlett actually gave him the spare parts and gave Steve Jobs a chance. And this is one of the things that sparked his intellectual curiosity and ultimately sparked his entrepreneurial journey and led to him creating computers and doing all that type of stuff. Now, this lack of resources, but an abundance of resourcefulness is something that would follow Steve Jobs through his entire career. And this is something that I've used as well. One hack that I learned at a young age that Steve Jobs also learned is asking other people who are successful, who are further ahead than you are, for assistance and asking them for help. He didn't have the money, he didn't have the resources, but he did have the resourcefulness to call Bill Hewlett and ask him for spare parts. And later, Steve Jobs in an interview said that every single person that he ever asked for help always helped him. And what's funny is that I've found this exact same thing. I reach out to entrepreneurs all the time, people who are further in their entrepreneurial journey than I am, people who are already successful, people who have been there and done that, and I simply ask them for help. I ask them for advice. I ask them how they got to where they are. And you know what's crazy is that most people will give you the answer. Most people, when you ask for help, are nice enough to actually help you, because most people see themselves in you when they are asking for help, and people love to be helpful. So the number one thing that any entrepreneur can do if you want to succeed is figure out who's already done the thing that you want to do, who has the resources that you lack, and reach out to them and ask them for help. And most people will be willing to help you, because most entrepreneurs, most people don't reach out to other entrepreneurs asking for help. So how do you do this? How do you find people that can help you get to where you want to go? Well, the first question you have to ask yourself is, what is it that you actually want to accomplish? What are you trying to do? For example, I have a marketing agency. I also have a supplement company. So let's say that I was trying to find somebody to help me with my supplement company. The first thing I would do is do some research and figure out who are the most successful supplement companies out there. What are the supplement companies that have already climbed the top of the mountain? Who is at the top of the mountain that I can ask them, "Hey, how'd you get there?" Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to their website, to the About Us section, or I'm going to go to LinkedIn and do some research to figure out who is the CEO, who is the head of marketing, who is the head of finance, who are the key players at this company that are making this company tick. So now I know which companies I'm going for, and I know who the people at the top of the companies are that I'm going to try to reach out to. Now, the next thing I do is I'll just do a quick Google search for their email address. And a lot of times you'll be surprised, you'll actually just find their email address from a Google search. But if you can't find their email address, there's some very simple formulas that you can try that have not yet failed me. Most companies use the same 5 email formats when assigning email addresses to their employees. And this includes everyone from the lowest level employees all the way to the top level employees. Now, here are some formats that you can try. You can try first name, last name at website.com. You can try first name, last initial at website.com. You can try first initial, last name at website.com. You can try first name dot last name at website.com. Or simply try first name at website.com. And you'll be surprised how frequently you'll actually guess the right email address. It's really not that hard if you try. There's also tools out there like hunter.io and other tools like that that will allow you to find the email addresses. Now, when I do this, I like hedging my bets. I don't just reach out to one person and just do it one time. I'll reach out to 5, 10, 15 people and I'll send them an email and then I'll follow up. And without fail, every single time I start developing a relationship with at least one, usually several of these people, because they will get back to you. And most of the time, we entrepreneurs, we really don't get reached out to that often. I've grown very successful businesses and very few people ask me how I did it, which is very surprising. So the biggest thing you have to learn is that you don't have to do it on your own. And what you lack in resources, you can always make up for in resourcefulness. So What I would recommend you do is figure out where you want to go and then figure out who's already there and then reach out to them and ask them how they did it. And you will have so much more success, so much more luck, and get there so much faster than just trying to do it on your own. I hope this video helps, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions and how this method works out for you. I'll talk to you next time.